Welcome to the VidConcierge Show, the podcast that helps health professionals master their delivery, speak with clarity, and show up on camera like the trusted expert they are. In each episode, you'll learn practical techniques and expert insights to elevate how you communicate on video so your message lands, your presence connects, and more people see you as the trusted authority in your field. Let's get started. Hi, and welcome back. Dr. Walter Salubro here. If you're a health professional who's been thinking about building your authority online and a following online using video, but you get too nervous before hitting record, then you're in the right episode. Today, I'm going to talk about camera anxiety. Have you ever had the fear of appearing on camera or on video? We're going to talk about why it happens, what causes it, how to overcome it finally. So like this, you can start filming and creating your audience, creating your following without any hesitation, and finally start showing up online like the trusted expert that you are. Now, this is a very important topic, and it is true to my heart, this topic, and I realize how often and how many people it affects. I've done 5-day challenges in the past where I've taught health practitioners how to build out and film their videos and build out their YouTube channels. And one of the biggest limiting belief factors or hesitations is fear of showing up on camera or on video. So we're going to break through fears today. I'll tell you how I accomplished it, and then some of the techniques you can do as well. And I noticed really there's two main mistakes that most health professionals do when it comes to filming videos. And number one is they don't even start. They let the fear of appearing on camera or on video stop them even before they hit record. They overthink it, they procrastinate, they plan and then replan, but never follow through. And the truth is, you can't build confidence without action. You have to do the work. That's the only way you're going to break free from this limiting belief. And if you never take that first step, you'll always stay stuck in hesitation. So mistake number two, when they push through and finally hit record, they may show up a little nervous, tense, and even unsure themselves. And I've been there before, so I know exactly what that feels like. Sometimes the voice sounds flat, your body language feels tight and stiff, and your energy is way off. Now, even when you're amazing at what you do in real life in front of patients, none of that may come out when you're on camera because of these limiting factors. The consequence is your message doesn't land and your video doesn't connect. And I truly believe that our videos are meant to help us connect with people out there that need to know about your specific message of health and healing. And if it doesn't connect with that person or individual or a bigger audience, then you'll never get your message out to as many people as possible. And I've been there before where I've had the fear of camera and the fear of being on video. I remember my first ever YouTube video back in 2013. That's really when I started my YouTube journey. I was shaky. I may have not shown it on camera, but I really was shaky on the inside. I always worried about what people would say, how they would judge me, maybe my peers or colleagues, but also people in the community, patients. I did have a monotone at that time. And I look back and I keep laughing at myself when I see that video and I kind of cringe on how bad it was. I think the content, the actual meat of the video was good, but how it appeared on video was really lacking. And then when I did my first ever live video, it was even worse. This is when I was doing live videos on Facebook. I had planned to do a 1 video day for 5 days. It was a posture series on live Facebook when my Facebook was really hot. I remember pacing for about 30 minutes around the tripod, around my camera, staring at that little red button. And I was like literally analysis paralysis. And all kinds of fear was rushing in. What I did at that moment is I go, you know what? I want to do this. I can't just keep pacing around this camera. I just hit record and started speaking, and everything just shifted at that moment. I realized that when I stepped into my fear, that was a big turning point for me. And that's one of the biggest things that I tell my clients when I was coaching them is you want to break through that fear. The best way and the quickest way with the least amount of coaching and help is to just step into it. And the more you do it, the more you break through. At this point in my video making career, I can just turn on my camera at any time and just go ahead and start talking with zero hesitation and zero fear. If I can break through these fears, I know you can too. Why does camera anxiety even happen? I think a lot of it does come from the fear of public speaking, but it's not just that. Why are we afraid to be speaking in front of people, even if it's on camera? I know there's not people in front of you, but people eventually will watch it. There's a natural stress response that occurs. And as you know, your brain is wired to protect you from any threats, whether it's perceived or real. And one of the threats can just simply be being embarrassed or feeling a sense of rejection or being criticized. Those are very legitimate threats for all of us. When you put yourself in front of a camera, especially when you know that others people are going to see it and see you, then your brain now goes into fight or flight and sees that as a threat possibility. For some people, they may feel afraid of being judged. They may have a fear of making a mistake and being criticized about that, or just even looking awkward or how they appear on camera. And another big one is just not feeling in control. And going back to how you look on camera or on video, the reality is no one's going to care more than you. If you can get over it, you're going to be able to do this real fast. When the fight or flight response kicks in, your heart races. You know how this is. You've been through this before with other things, most likely. Your voice gets shaky. And then, of course, you go into that paralysis mode. Your mind just goes blank. If you don't have any strategies in place to interrupt this natural process or pattern, it becomes very difficult to even start filming videos. Now, the good news is you can learn to break through these. And if I can do it, I know you can do. You can literally retrain yourself to be really great on camera and break through these fears and anxieties. I'm going to go over a few techniques for you. In fact, 3 techniques. Stick with me. We're not going to take too much time on this, but they're very practical techniques that you should do before you film your videos. Technique number 1 is called private rehearsal loop. This is key, and I've done a lot of this myself as well, so I highly recommend it. Instead of jumping into a real recording right away, start with what I call a private rehearsal loop. All that means is that you're going to practice a sample videotaping on your own. You're going to deliberately record 3 short practice takes with no intention of ever posting them anywhere online. And this is going to work because it helps to remove the pressure. It helps to remove that feeling that you have to perform for someone or perform for an audience. And literally you're just practicing. It gets you used to that feeling of speaking on camera without any threats or anything at stake. What do? You set up your camera, okay, on your tripod, and pick a topic that you know very well, that you're familiar with, that you can literally just talk for minutes and even hours on end. If you're a chiropractor, let's say you want to do a topic about how bad posture or forward head posture contributes to neck pain and headaches and what you can do to solve that. Think about that topic or a topic and talk for about 60 to 90 seconds. Now, you don't have to script this. You can bullet point it if you want. Just be natural. Be yourself. Show up as yourself. Pretend you're talking to one of your clients or patients. When you're done, go back and watch it. And then you look where you seemed tense. Where did you appear tense? And then also look to see where you came alive and you had passion. And then do this again 2 more times. It's like a rinse and repeat, total of 3 times. And you'll notice by the time you do your 3rd take that a lot of those nerves have faded away. What you're doing is you're building that confidence muscle. A great little technique that you can do. And I'm going to put these techniques into the show notes as well on my website. Now, technique number 2 is the pre-performance anchor. And again, I've done this in a couple of different variations, so I'll go through some examples, but it really can help you break through that camera anxiety and help you literally step into the filming and get started. And you could come up with a simple phrase that literally grounds your nervous energy, and this is key, and centers you around a place of service, not so much a place of performing on video or camera. One of the things you can do is have a statement that says something like this: I'm here to help one person, and that's it. There is a person out there right now in the world that needs to hear my message. That puts you in a place of servitude. It shifts your mindset from helping people, not so much from thinking that you're going to mess up. And when you are in a place of service, focusing on service, the fear that would normally come up has way less power. Another one that's a little bit unrelated to the service mindset is something that I learned from someone that I was following years ago. His name is Blair Singer. He's a Rich Dad advisor with Robert Kiyosaki and wrote the book Sales Dog. And I've seen several of his live presentations and I've been to his live events. And one of the things he said was, before you go on stage, and again, a lot of this comes from the days when I was doing workshops and public speaking, different events that I was doing and performing talks in front of people. He says, you know what, it's always going to be really nerve-wracking to appear on stage for many people. One of the things you can do is to anchor yourself and to feel good before you get on stage is use this phrase: it's showtime. Before you start speaking or recording, you tell yourself it's showtime. And I would literally pump my fist in the air and say it's showtime, and then go out and start performing my talk. That's another one that I have done as well, and it really helps. Create an anchor phrase for yourself. You can use one of these 2 that I just mentioned, but create one for yourself. Keep it short and keep it true to you. Don't just do something because it worked for someone else. It has to be true for you. And then you say it out loud and then hit record. And you take a deep breath and just go ahead, smile, and do your talk. And a lot of this you can do while you're pre-filming. You're preparing yourself way ahead of the time before you press that record button. And the more you do it, the more it's going to work and the more natural you become. And then eventually it's like second nature and you can click that record button anytime and film anytime you want. Really great technique. So make sure you try them out. The third technique is a body pattern interrupt technique. And this is something that a lot of athletes have used, and also presenters, and I'm sure many actors have done this. What you're going to do is you're going to create a pattern interrupt through movement. I talked a little bit about this in episode 1, and this is one of the fastest ways to reset your nervous system before going on camera. Before recording, do one of these for about 30 seconds. And you see athletes do this before they run or swim. You shake your arms out or shake your legs. Do 10 jumping jacks. I would do 10 push-ups before I did a live talk in front of a group of patients or people in workshops. That really helped. You can breathe in and out, right? Hold for 4 and breathe out for 4. So you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold out for 4 seconds. You can do like 2-3 rounds of that. And the reason why this works is because it discharges that nervous energy that's been building up. And it really brings your attention back into your body and it allows you to feel more grounded, more alert, and just ready to deliver that message. And again, like I said, you'll see a lot of athletes do this and high-performing people do this before live shows or even keynote speeches. It works really well even for filming on video. Now, with every episode, like I told you, you're going to get action steps. And I'm making these episodes really short and sweet because I want you to have something that you could receive in terms of really value-packed in about 10 minutes and then give you some quick wins and some action steps that you can literally apply and turn around your presence and how you appear on video and really just grow on a massive audience on the platform, especially if you're working on YouTube, which is what I work with because there's so much opportunity on there. This is your action step for this episode. Pick one video topic that you know very well. Record 3 private rehearsal loops. You're not going to post. These are just for you to review. And before each one, say your anchor statement and then do that body pattern interrupt. Maybe it's jumping jacks or some deep breathing. And then watch that third take and notice the change that happened. This is how you build confidence. This is a great technique. I wanted to put this topic early on in my podcast series because we need people to break through the fear of appearing on camera and showing up on video. Otherwise, you're never going to grow an online following using video. This is going to help build your confidence. It's building your confidence one repetition at a time, one practice at a time, and one video at a time. And remember, like I say always, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need hours of preparation. You just need the willingness to show up and keep at it, keep trying, and trust that every small step you take moves you forward in the direction you want to go. So whether you're just getting started or you're picking up momentum from where you are right now with whatever video content you have, remember that the more you practice, the more natural it becomes and feels. You already have the expertise. You already know the knowledge base. It's just now, let's have that show up on camera and serve the people you want to serve. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. That's it for today's episode of the VidConcierge Show. Always remember, how you show up on camera shapes how people see you. So keep practicing, keep showing up, and keep leaning into the role as the trusted expert. If you got value from this episode, take a moment to rate it, review it, and subscribe. It really helps the show grow. And if you want a free audit of your YouTube channel, that's by me, head over to www.valtoriamedia.com/audit. Your personalized channel audit will show you what's working on your channel, what's missing, and what to fix next so you get more visibility and authority with your videos. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time on the VidConcierge Show.